Hi, I'm Matthew May, one of the founders of Acuity. We outsource the accounting function for hundreds of companies, and we've been working a lot lately on helping people through the Payroll Protection Program. So we wanted to get this information out there. You know, there's lots of information. So we went back to the source, back to the CARES Act, back to the SBA interim rule, and built this loan forgiveness calculator. It's the first question we're getting asked for those who have been lucky enough to get the PPP loans. So we want to make sure you can plan accordingly. There are two main things to focus on. First is kind of getting a sense for the forgiveness calculation, even though there's likely going to be diversity of practice with the banks. And then second, getting documents ready that you'll have to provide to your banks. So we do have some resources. We do have some instructions here. You can go to our website and check back after you make this copy and look at this. If we have updates, we have a COVID blog, and we do have some office hours if you just want to talk to somebody live, and obviously we always do email. How to use this sheet: you just make a copy of this. So just go make a copy of this so you can work on it. Throughout the sheet, there'll be blue cells that you can highlight to be able to input things. And then I've put instructions on every tab. The original source is noted at the bottom of every tab so that you can see where we got the information, just in case the information changes, just like the calculation changed. But we've documented that for you so you understand what that is. And then if you get stuck, you just email us with questions. On the forgiveness tab, we have a couple of items. You see the blue items. You want to put the date you got your funds, because that starts the clock for the 8-week period. We've got to calculate what we're calling what qualified expenses are, qualified costs. You're going to put your loan amount here. You're going to track your interest accrued, because that might be forgivable depending on if they use the CARES Act definition or the definition in the SBA interim rule. You just put your number of employees in here, and that gives you your forgiveness percentage. And there's a couple of gotchas, so we've got some notes down here. There's additional things. If you did reductions in salaries versus terminations, or if you have seasonal employees, you've got to do some extra work. On the next page, after we've gotten to the forgiveness percentage, which everybody wants to know, we work on the qualified costs, and we've split them into several categories as defined by the SBA: payroll-related, owner compensation replacement, mortgage interest, rent, and utilities. So each of those has a tab. There's nothing really to input here. So each of those has a tab, and you can see there's an 8-week payroll cap for each individual at $15,000. Your qualified period will calculate for you within the document based on when you got your loan, and you'll have to prorate some of these things. Don't forget your payroll-related expenses. So healthcare expenses, retirement contribution, and state taxes are also qualify. You'll see that the source down here explains that, but you do have to back it out for the prorated period, and for you can't include any owner compensation in there. On the owner compensation replacement, they have a formula in here. They're going to do that based on net income. There's not much guidance if your owners are W-2 employees as well, if they can be included in the payroll calculation or here. We don't expect them to be included on both, so you might have some reading to do on that. You can skip the mortgage interest tab if you don't own the building you're in. If you do, obviously you're going to have to prorate that interest and put it here. If you have rent as opposed to own the building, you can include those descriptions here and make sure to prorate it. And then utilities, we think utilities are going to be pretty heavily scrutinized, so make sure to only use the ones that are related to your rent or your facility. And then at the back here, we've got the sources, the official sources, the final interim rule year, and the CARES Act. Thanks for your time. I'm Matthew with Acuity. We help companies outsource their accounting function. We just wanted to let you know in this time we're offering free 30 minutes with any of our CFOs to talk through your circumstances, or we'll answer your emails at info@acuity.co. Just anything you need, we're trying to help right now in this crazy time.